हेलो 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 हेलो। अब आ रही क्या आवाज? अब भी नहीं आ रही क्या आवाज? ठीक है। अरे यार वो कल देख लेंगे ना एग्जाम में। अभी क्या कर रहा है यार तू? अभी थोड़ा ये पढ़ लेंगे ना, ड्राइवर्स के बारे में। And it's about the difference function. If you all want to refer this, then you all can refer this particular uh, introduction to Linux drivers and doing this kind of stuff. So I've shared the link in the chat section. So just go over there and just, start creating, learn this particular stuff, because this will gonna really help you into making your own drivers and for fun purpose and for malicious purpose too. Okay. हेलो निश्चय, कैसा है भाई? So there is a problem with my mic, so I cannot keep my mic like open for a long time. So that's why I'm closing my mic again and again. Sorry for that. हाँ भाई, कल एग्जाम है, कल एग्जाम। याद मत दिला यार मेरे को। वो काम करने दे यार। This is used for what? Uh, they use this for not as this. They check this out maybe. Mm, Uh, for getting started, you can just introduction to Linux device drivers. Okay, you can just click for this. Okay, so you all can refer this lwn.net for writing your own device drivers. Over here, you will see a proper a step-by-step guide for you. So you all can refer this. So I'm referring this building and running the kernel modules, character drivers, debugging techniques. Let's see this. Mm, Prerequisite knowledge is like you should know like C, C++. Yeah, that's the prior knowledge, and like you should know like what is user land, kernel land, and then what are its like the privileges of them. Not much, but yeah, if you are going to start and start learning the C, the basic low level languages, which is gonna help you a lot. So this one. Right, kernel was this user space, so like how the programs execute into the kernel land, and what is inside the Linux kernel, and what is the hardware. You all have to know like this is the like the basic part which you all have to know, and then you all can practice through on a first user and by creating your own binaries, like compiling it with GCC, and then you all can jump it to like creating the Linux device drivers and all. So this can be used in like many ways, and this will help you all, to build your logical skills also, and then you'll go create, and then you can also create your customized Linux kernel drivers and all for good cases, Yeah, I hope you got it, expert code. Device drivers Linux. Okay. Signing. It's like GPU. It's depending on something. Many tasks that drive up one aspect. Relatively different components, but one of the reason is like most of the different drivers. Or file operations exactly. I know. And add this into our notes. Okay. Yeah, sure, bro. Thank you. So the should be a place to open this. For file operations, right? So far we've reserved some service for ID, but we have not yet connected any of our applications. The file operations structures how clarify device. That's up this connection, the structure defined in Linux attach. Okay. Okay, for this. Okay. How will the soldiers relax after the start? What is the study? Relax after start patch. So important file table and the structures between. Uh, Repair file. That is one. Copy from copy. Yeah, this is very important. Structure file applications from fs.h. This is used to do the bit writing and all kind of stuff in the kernel. This is very important. हाँ भाई कर लेते ना इंट्रैक्शन और बताओ कैसे है सब बढ़िया गोश्त कॉपी भाई कैसे हो can take this to like not consumers take it file file structure which this is very important. Yeah, you can yeah. It's in linux/fs.h. कल हमको है tomorrow we are having cyber security audit and compliance. So there are no MCQs for us this time. We have to write answers, question answers. Okay, so we have discussed over about this. We can put start with start. Because it is very important for us to know. So dictionary. Allocations are done away. Next one is that Okay, so we know that we have to run this from file operations, which is the main important thing. So we have got it from this in this process. So we know the structures are defined in the linux/fx.h. The personal function pointers to each open file represented internally by a file structure, which will examine shortly. So it is associated with its own set of functions like we call this f underscore file operations. That points to, yes, exactly, the file operation structures. Okay, so the operations are mostly in charge of implementation the system calls and the four named as open breaks. And so you can consider the file to be an object and the functions operating on it to be its methods. Hmm. Using the object of the program can be watching continued actions, particularly actions declared by an object to act on itself. Okay, so now let's see. So we have file operations of one is called fpops or some dimension the for each. So as we can see, I've did this over here, right? That's file operations fpops. Okay, so I've defined a structure of file operations. So actually, this from this, and then I've given its name. Define this. So now, if I want that, I can just try to like do like dot read and all. Okay, read and all. Like we can do that kind of stuff too. But we'll go step by step for this. This this way. It's part of some instruction was to point to the function that driver implements a specific operation or be left null for unsupported operations. The exact behavior of the control when a null pointer specified is different for each function. As later in this section shows. The following list introduces all the operations that an application can invoke or devise. We have tried to keep the list and set the list as a reference. Okay, so we can see this over here. Structure owner module. Okay, so that's the structure of module, and it is been like created object called as owner, which is the pointer to it. So this file operations is not stable only under at all. Pointer is the model that owns the structure. This field, this field is used to prevent the module from being unloaded while its operations are in use almost all the time. So it is simply initialized to this module or macro defined into the module domain. Okay, we can grab this also. Let's try to do the googling. So you can see this over here. They have defined even like this is very important for you to know about this, because over here we can get the overview of all the modules and the input files. So as I mentioned earlier, you can see all it is simply initialized to this module or macro defined in module.h. What is defined are this notepad, so we can check this out here. So put them now exit is this model put and exit. That is pretty kind of here. Coming back. So now there is called as the LC method. This is to fill the current read position in a file, and the new position is written as a positive return value. Okay, this is of LC. So similar is there for read over here. Okay, so like if you like create a driver and then you try to insert it, then you can communicate with that driver to the slash dave slash the particular character number. So you can communicate to the driver through that particular, you know, mounting point. So we'll also try to do this first. So you can see it is used to retrieve data from a device. A null pointer in this position called this read is system called to fail with -EIN where means invalid argument. A non-formative return value represents the number of bytes of the the return value is this size type is the analytic integer parameter target website. Similarly, there's something called as right. So you can write this to the std out, basically the std out console. You can write over that. So there is a write call also and definition. So if you want to see, then you can also check this over here. Yeah, st right. So this is the file operations structure, and then we're going to supply the character and then the size of the message, and this will be, I guess, the let's check this out. It's really good, yeah. High pari high. Yeah, but sure, I'm open to collab, but one second, guys. Shout out से कौन है? संचित अग्रवाल. Shout out to Sanchit Agarwal bhai. Yes, sir. Yeah, bro. We can collab for new reverse engineering project. Yeah, we can collab. We can collab. Yeah. So if you want to collab, then just mail me maybe. Yeah. संचित भाई, थोड़ा आपके बारे में बताओ, आप कौन हो? Okay, coming back to this, so there are like many sort of APIs in which you can communicate with the driver. What's okay? Bro, just mail you, bro. Wait, I'll share my email. Just mail you, bro. Yeah. So now, coming back to the point. अच्छा मिस्त्री भाई, कैसे हो भाई? सब बढ़िया, ठीक है. ठीक है भाई, भेज देना मालवेयर, देख लेंगे आप. थोड़े बहुत एनालिसिस भी कर लेंगे हम लोग इसके ऊपर, ठीक है। वी विल ट्राई आवर बेस्ट। अगर किसी ने लाइक वगैरह नहीं किया तो यार प्लीज यार लाइक कर दो यार। Okay, coming back to this, now there is one more very interesting thing which I think that it is very important over here, which is the IOCTL. Basically, it is the input-output controls. So if we try to know like how this works, then we can communicate from user land to kernel land. So in this way, we can also create our own malicious driver and then try to explore it. Yeah. So let's check this out. So return type is integer, structure inode, okay, and then it takes the structure file, the unsigned integer and the unsigned long. Okay, so now let us see what it is doing exactly, right? The IOCTL system call offers a way to issue device specific commands such as formatting a track of a floppy disk in which neither reading or writing. Additionally, a few IOCTL commands are recognized by the kernel without referring to the FOPS table. Okay. Okay, there are some few commands which is being recognized by the kernel. So, without referring the FOPS table, means the file structure operation table. If the device does not provide the IOCTL method, the system calls return an error and request that is redefined as ENOT, means no such IOCTL for the device. If you want to learn, then please learn. This is the link from which I am referring the all those stuffs currently. Yeah, please refer. Okay, coming back to the point. So now we can just try this IOCTL maybe, but before jumping through all of this, we can just complete all of those, right? There is nothing much to be there over here. But yeah, we'll complete this within a few seconds. Maybe. And then coming back to this, there is mmap. So this particular API is also present in Zealand. If you have dealing with such things, it is like man mmfp. Okay. It's not there. Sorry, there is no mappings for this. But if you all see this, map, uh, shout out to Pari. So map creates a new mapping for the virtual address space for the calling process. So basically, it allocates the new virtual address mapping for current process. So this is done into the user end, so that can be done into the kernel end too by calling the same API. Okay, uh, which is present over here. Like it is used to request a mapping of a device memory into a process address space. If it's mentioned null, then the mmap system call returns -e and ODAV. Means then check this error code also. It is until derivative. Okay, we are not trying to make this really. Means it is not trying to allocate the memory over. Okay, so it returns this. Then there is a another particular API called as open. Okay, so it also takes two arguments, the inode and the structure file, in which we can do this. Through through this always through this. Okay, though this is always the first operation performed on the device file driver, is not required to declare the corresponding methods if the entry is null. Opening this device always succeeds, but your driver isn't notified. Okay, this is a bit weird. We'll try to understand this in for the part. And there is one way called as flush. So if you know this flush operation, it is used to invoke when a process close its copy. So it is like basically resetting. Maybe you're trying to refresh the thing so it can get updated. Like how we do it into the MySQL databases and all, right? So when we do any sort of changes, we try to put the flush thing, right? So it's the same thing. There you go. Then there is something called as release. So this operation is invoked and the file structure is been released, like open release can be done. Okay. Okay, coming back to this, there is one more called as fsync. This method is the back end of the fsync system call, which user calls to flush any pending data if the pointer is being null. Okay, the system call returns in. So this prefix will be common for everything. EIN. This over here, it is like ENVAN. Okay. So INVAN means fsync is like returned on the pointer for this particular. Back to this. अरे संजोग भाई, big shout out to my jigri dost Sanjog Karki. He's from Nepal. He's my best friend. Thank you, Sanjog bhai. So now, if you see there are like many other system calls and all from where, so you'll just skip this for now. So this is fsync, async potential, log calls, send file, send page. Like there are many other stuff which I also don't know. I only know the basic things of like opening, reading, writing, and maybe IOCTL, which is the input output controls. Okay, now jumping back to this, we can just try to this over here in this particular way. So as you all can see over here, I have defined this over here, static structure file operations, and then I can put a dot sign and the particular name of the function and assign it to the particular thing like this module. Then for read, write, open, release, so I can do such kind of things over here. Now, if you see this over here, there is a file structure datas.h from which we have discussed all the APIs today. Okay, now we'll just try to do these things tomorrow because I think the time is up for my today's live streaming session. So it's almost 1 hour now. Okay, so what I'll do is that we'll continue this thing tomorrow. So if you all want to refer, then you all can refer this PDF. So we'll just continue this session tomorrow, and then we'll see like how we can send data into from the user land to kernel land. Like we'll just try to first run this like passing the data, and further also if this particular stream, or we can say this particular, what do we call it, playlist remains continued, then we'll also get a vulnerable driver, load it, and then try to export it. So it will be much fun. Also we can get like our own malicious drivers and all, and then load it and do all kind of stuff like that. Okay, so we'll continue this tomorrow. I hope you all enjoyed today's session, right? So okay guys, we will be ending this today's session over here. So is anyone having any doubts or questions for today's session? Like today's stream was like very unexpected. I just thought to something new. It was for past 2 months I've not came to live stream. I thought to start it from today onwards. So okay. So take care guys. Bye bye, good night and see you tomorrow.